Great. I'm great.
Great.
Yes, sir.
How's the process going?
The process is going good. Been having a great 8 weeks down in Texas with Duke. Just having a blast, having a good time with everybody else that's down there, and just enjoying this experience, of course.
What have you?
Man, you know what? I'll just sit down. It'd be a lot better if I just sat down.
There, what have you heard so far? Teams seem to favor you more at tackle or guard.
Usually they don't really care where I play at because everybody can see that I can play both tackle and guard. But wherever they put me at, I just play it like I did at Ohio State.
The way that last season played out, I know you wanted to show versatility. Have you heard a lot about that it helped you? From
I
your perspective?
I ain't hear that much about it. All they know is that I'm a team player. And I pride myself on that, of course, because I want to do what's best for the team. I don't care like where they put me at. I just want to do what's best for the team. It's great. He's a character, and he helps me out so much with getting my feet under me, for it's like technique wise, and make sure I work on the things that I'm struggling with, of course. But also at the same time, I appreciate him for everything. Yeah. Wheeze up. It's just one bad play. I've been getting that question all the time. It's one play. Aiden's a great player. I give him all the props in the world because he has grown from the last time I played him in 2019 to 2021, of course. So it's not just something that happened. It's just I messed my own self up on that little play. Just people in general, not just teams. Just people in general. Like, oh, what happened? I tell them like I don't care about that play. It's only one play. Okay, move on. Not really. Basically, my toughest matchup was always like practice. So basically, my first 2 years was Chase Young and Nick Bosa, and blocking those two every day. Yeah, you see what can you do in the NFL. So you know, playing with Justin, he's more like a team player. He wants to win. And I love him for that, and he always done what's best for the team and for him. So if he got in a like horrible situation on the field, if the pocket collapses a little bit, he can easily just roll out, use his athleticism to actually roll the pocket and just throw a dime to Chris or Garrett or whoever is down there. You see it in the NFL, like glimpses of it in the NFL, of course, but that's him. That's how he is. It meant a lot, just basically coming in like the 2017 class, being the last one, to sign with Ohio State, of course, but also at the same time, it's just like a blessing to actually be at Ohio State. Second year, I had like an okay year as a sophomore, young guy, of course, but halfway through my sophomore year, I had, an injury, of course, which nobody really knew until I actually brought it out. Like, all right, I actually had this injury, and they was like, oh, so this is why you haven't really been playing that well throughout the whole season. I was like, yeah, I've been playing for 5 games. Man, I keep getting asked questions about like, why'd you stay? Like, how come you just didn't take yourself out when it actually happened? I was like, I love my teammates. Like, if that doesn't really show you like I care about my team and I want to win games, I don't know what's going on. Junior year, it was okay. I was getting back from the surgery, of course. Senior year, had a phenomenal year. Had no sacks, no pressures. Last year, I just switched to guard. It was pretty nice just to see how guard worked in the college level, and now how to put that into the NFL level now. It for sure played in my mind a lot, because it's your back. That's like the most important thing, like for as a football player, is your back. I've thought about it, and I looked up so many stories about like how it's going to work out, like how fast can you recover from it. But also at the same time, I always said to myself like, all right, take it one step at a time. If you feel better that day, push yourself the next day, and push hard every single day until it actually feels better for you to actually start running, start lifting with the team, start doing stuff on your back, and just be confident in your own self. Having like so many snaps under my belt, I don't know how many it is. Uh, like, you know what it is, but it's a lot. Yeah, so just having that under my belt and just being like a veteran in the college level, of course, but also I want to, put that towards the NFL level as well. I want to play as many games as possible until they say like, all right, until my body says, all right, you can't really do no more. That's how much I really love the game, and that's how much I really want to like win. Yeah, so me and Nate Moore, we got together at LaSalle High School in Cincinnati. He took me in under his wing. He did it. He basically did everything for me, for as like gave me clothes, gave me food, helped me study throughout like the winters when it's snowstorm. Um, he did all that stuff, just to help me out for us like getting me to college, of course, because when I was at LaSalle, I had a 1.9 GPA, and he saw that I had a learning disability, which is reading comprehension. And I had a hard time like understanding how like what an article was and how it actually was before, and just seeing how he was to me, I took him as like a role model, like a look up to. Years went by, of course, and we still have a good connection, but kind of parts are separate ways, of course. I was growing up to become my own man, and that was that. Yes, sir. You know, they was doing the best for them, of course, and I trust Coach Day. I love Coach Day, and I also love Coach Stud. Coach Stud has been, recruiting me ever since he was at Maryland, and when he got to Ohio State, he was still recruiting me because he loved me so much that he wants the best for me. He didn't care. Like if football was the move for me, he'll push me to do football. But if it wasn't a move, he would still care about my personal life and how I'm going to get a job after this and how to treat women with respect, of course. And that I always appreciate him for and pushing me to actually become the man that I am today. Oh yeah, it made me for sure appreciate football a lot more because I was a couple like millimeters away of actually not playing, of course, and just taking back on it and just thanking God for everything that He has done for us and everybody here at the combine. It's just a blessing to be here.
I'm sure it's probably a little bit weird to think about Ohio State going to camp next week and you finally not being part of that. How are they going to replace you and Nick?
I trust the young guys. Me and Nick has actually like put out a good rep for us and making sure that the young guys look up to us like, all right, this is how things are supposed to be done. You got DeWan Jones, Paris Johnson on the right side, and Paris Johnson is possibly going to go play left, or whoever going to play left is going to be good either way because they learn from me and Nick. They learn two different like sides of actually how to play. And I wish them luck. I'm gonna still be there rooting for them no matter what, cause they're my brothers still. I'm not gonna shy away from that. Even the young guys that's actually came in during our season, I just still treat them like my brothers if they commit. Yeah. You know, I think my legacy is basically like just don't ever give up. You know, just coming from an inner city community in Cincinnati, Ohio, Lincoln Heights. Just coming from that area is just it's just the biggest accomplishment for me. You know, everybody comes from different backgrounds, of course, but also at the same time, I feel like I have one of the greatest stories that ever been through Ohio State, of course, and just having the right people in my corner and having the right people to actually help me out. That's a big journey. Just going through adversity, a lot of adversity. It's wonderful. It kind of sucked during it, but I appreciate it right now. A lot of stuff was happening during my years when I was at Lincoln Heights and also during high school. Huh? I wasn't like a big NFL team or sports guy when I was younger, but when I got older, I actually understand how to play sports, and that was like, all right, I can actually see like what team I actually like. But right now, I don't. I do not discriminate at all.
Would you like to stay in state? I mean, you're from Ohio, you're a Buckeye like I am. Would you like to stay in state when you're drafted? Is that something you prefer, or do you want to spread your wings? Would you like to kind of explore the
Whatever team that picks me up. That's all I gotta say about that. It's just either team that picks me up, I'm honored. But now I gotta show who I really am. To be honest, I didn't expect me to actually start for 4 years. I always thought I was gonna be like 3 and done or just 4 and done. But luckily with COVID in 2020, it got me to a point to actually like, all right, you can stay here to actually get your degree. And I always told my mom like, I want to get my degree before I leave. And if it risks me to actually stay another year, so be it. I'm gonna get my degree no matter what. 100% yes. 100% yes. You know, I heard that I'm gonna go like second, third round, but also at the same time, you only worry about what you can control, and that's all it is. If they pick me up in the second round, great. Pick me up third round, great. Anything that picks me up, I'll be like, all right, it's time to go. The only thing they actually asked me is if I can have like weight on my back, and I say yes, I can. And I actually can deadlift too, so it's pretty good. Not that much, because they know they see me for 4 years already, actually basically 5, and they see like, all right, this guy can actually play. You see it, right? It's just a blessing. It's just I'm still on about it though. Even though the medical stuff didn't really help me out yesterday, but it was all good though. 8 hours, lovely. Let's say that, lovely.
Who are a couple of offensive linemen who haven't played much yet at Ohio State that Buckeyes fans want to watch?
Really, Matt Jones. Paris Johnson. He played his freshman year. He started last year, of course. And he's going to make tremendous strides, of course. Another person that's going to be very interesting to see when he gets on the field is Josh Fryer. Josh Fryer is going to be, amazing as an offensive lineman. I can go from like each position. To be honest, it's just a lot of people, like a lot of players that was young last year. They actually understand how to actually like play, especially the bigger games, of course. Donovan, oh yes, 100%. My little scouting report on Nicholas Petit Ferrer is that he's a hard worker. You know, he is basically a team player. We both team players, of course, but he doesn't really care like where he's at as long as he can win championships. Oh yeah, 100%. I just saw Haskell, and I saw Garrett, Chris. You know, I pray to God. I'm praying for them for today, of course, because they run their 40s and doing all their stuff today, of course. But I'm just praying for everybody that's going through this little process, of course, that we got. Then see what we got during our pro day on March 23rd. None, none at all.
Do you have any big goals for tomorrow?
Really, just do as best I can, then see where I can be at, then critique myself a lot harder for pro day.
Do you plan to do all the drills and everything here?
I plan on doing like every on-field drill, but I'm not benching.
What about your pro day?
Yes, sir.
What's maybe been the most eye-opening part of this process so far?
Just getting to know the guys, especially I got to know Andrew Stubbe from Michigan, and I never thought that I would actually be cool with like people that's my rival. But after after Ohio State, after Michigan, of course, we already like say like all right, like it's cool and all, but also at the same time we going for our same goal. We striving for the same goal that we got.
Was he talking trash to you?
Nah, we don't really talk about that for real. When that week comes, we might start talking. But other than that, nah.
How did you decide where you wanted to work out and prepare for this and what you really wanted to work on?
Basically, I've just been seeing videos of Duke Manyweather, of course, just how he was working and how technique sound he was, and I appreciate him for everything that he's done. And he taught me a lot to actually become a man, how mentally strong that I can be.
Duke does a great job with kind of the techniques and all that. Did you feel like you were preparing for the combine or preparing for the NFL?
I was definitely prepared for both, but mostly like for whoever team that picks me up.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You got the nameplate there.
Oh yeah, give me my nameplate. Say what?